Welcome back to another episode of Father Time with D'Amico and Blair, a podcast where dads talk about balancing fatherhood, relationships, careers, and passions. I'm D'Amico, the resident dad to a wackadoo toddler, and this week, baby girl is putting together sentences. Like, she knows when, like, she wants to go to bed. Like, she lets us know now. That's huge. Like, she knows she sleeps in the crib now. Like, there is no more napping with us, so it's a bittersweet feeling.
Yeah, you got the talk of the toddler now, bro. As a father to the 8-year-old here who's telling me what to do in text messages. Good luck. My daughter legit just sent me a text early today. I'm Blair, by the way. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate you being here. I'm Blair, aka Sir Winnie. Penelope legit sent me a text. I think at like noon today, and was like, "I want treats. Can you bring us some?" And I was like, "Who is us?" And legit just sent me a picture of her and like 3 homegirls. I was like, what the hell is going on here, dog? I'm not in for this. Running donuts to like 8-year-olds is a wild game, bro. But
yeah. Call you the Muffin Man.
Yeah, that's really me. Daddy, bring me muffins. But yeah, so today, on today's episode, guys, we are honored to have owner of STR8 Performance, coach, father, husband, brother, son, all the great things. And he's also helping buff niggas have confidence playing golf. We got Ashton Roberts in the building. Hashtag train hard, swing easy. Thank you for being here, bro.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you, guys.
Heck yeah. So how's things been going with you, bro? The football season's coming around. Basketball season's kind of like fading off. So how's things going with you?
I mean, it's always good for me. I mean, business wise, it's always good. We train athletes year round. But for me, on a personal level, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. So this time of the year is always hard.
I'm a Bears. We're both Bears fans. We definitely get you. Definitely understand where you're coming from.
It's rough. I'm not looking forward to the first Sunday. Same division rival that we always struggle with. Bringing up football is kind of a soft spot. I kind of, just cheer on all our athletes at that point.
There we go for sure. Week 1, you guys have Atlanta?
No, we got the Saints. Saints week 1.
Ooh. Yeah, Cam Jordan is still playing football, so it's gonna be a rough one. Again, bro, we're Bears fans, so we haven't had a quarterback since I think they rolled out the first football. So So yeah, man. I will say this, as a fan of Southern Cal quarterbacks, I do think that you guys finally got good weapons around Bryce. So we'll see. This might be a good year for you guys.
I'm definitely excited for that. We'll see though.
Heck yeah.
That's what's up. So Ashton, we're gonna start off with the question we ask every one of our guests. Who are your top 5 fictional fathers?
Oh man, top five.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to you. Top 1 for sure. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Every time.
Yes,
every time. Yeah. That's always been the one for me. Just in terms of like the warm-heartedness that he always brought, and then obviously Will Smith fan. Just seeing him go through all his challenges, and Uncle Phil always being there for him through the thick and thin. Yeah. And then balancing out his own crazy too at the same time, right? So that we can all kind of do it. Yeah. I think 2 for me would then be like the Mufasa route. I think that one is always, didn't make it through the whole movie, but he kind of, was in the whole movie. That's what the movie is about, right? There it is. Yeah. Mufasa just, that presence, obviously those messages and things that he taught Simba. And then I watch with my daughter so much. My family's a Disney fan, so Lion King stays on. Then I'm gonna go with Mr. Huxtable. Other than who he is as a human, as you know.
Yeah, you said it right. You said Mr. Huxtable. You said it right. Yeah. We'll give him his credit though. He was a doctor. We say Dr. Huxtable. Yeah, we'll give him his due.
Yeah.
As a character, as an actor, or as a character is a different thing. Actor, we ain't gonna mess up.
Exactly.
That's such a hard one, bro, because he is such a great fictional dad. It's just, you got to separate art from fiction. You know what I'm saying? Like,
listen, it's almost crazy. Like, you like move them up, and it's like, dang, I don't know. It's like,
you got to convince yourself. You start to sell yourself like, I'm not a bad person for liking him, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then my next two are kind of, thinking on it. I'm a big fan of This Is Us. So Jack from This Is Us. That was
Love it.
that was a big one for me. I mean, obviously when he died in the movie, kind of the same with Mufasa. It's still his presence was still felt. Family was still going through it and still held him close to heart. So it just showed the values that he held and what he tried to teach the kids. So that's a big one. And then my last one's a funny one. I'm a Phil Dunphy fan with the corny dad jokes.
Yeah.
yes.
Phil Dunphy
That's
for sure.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm all about that. So I have to lighten it up on that end.
Heck yeah. No, what's crazy is I think you split our list right down the middle. Like right down the middle.
Yeah.
So that was a great, like, for the people who didn't watch season 1, episode 1, that was our list right there. You
Go
know,
back and
tops.
watch it right now. That's
Not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. Finish this episode. Then go back and watch.
We're gonna link it right here. It'll be here somewhere.
Oh man. No, that's a great list, man. Again, I haven't met you in person, so I don't know you from a like personal standpoint, but from watching interviews that you've been a part of and watching how you interact with your the kids you train, the adults you train, and then also your own family, you can kind of see the mesh of like those characters in a sense that like in some of your posts with your kids or like in the way that you work out with your son, and it's like you're giving him that like one-on-one time of good energy, hard work, you know, like teaching him that dedication and things like that. You can definitely see it. And seeing your baby smile and like the pictures that you guys post, I'm gonna post it right here. It's the picture of y'all on the beach where y'all got the 90s vibe. All white. The all white vibe. I was like, oh, they out there killing it. They shut down the whole beach for that one.
I'm about to let the R's go.
He's like, hey, put the fan right here. Put the fan right here real quick. No, but yeah, that was I thought that was like, just looking at that picture to me encapsulates the modern family, the modern Black family, B, but then just like the presence of love. Like love was all in that picture. You could see it in everybody's faces. So that's usually what I do for our guests. I give them that little quick, here's your flowers moment. So that was definitely it. Thank you. For sure. So what I wanted to talk to you about, just to start this whole thing off with, is my first interaction or introduction into the Roberts family was with Bradford when he interviewed your father and you and your brothers were there.
Together?
Real pros do it 2 times.
Right.
Can't get a double clap.
Look, you know, we Black folks, we're in time, we're in rhythm, right? Go ahead.
There you go.
It's always that one at a time.
Kind of go through what it was like. You touched on it in that episode, but kind of go through what it was like growing up with your father being a golfer and then you guys being like in the golf space, kind of like what that was like coming up and your father's influence.
Yeah. I mean, my dad is an athlete at the end of the day and loves athletics. So whether it was golf, tennis, basketball, football, he put us around it. And that was his gift to us. And a lot of our lessons from him came through that. Golf being obviously not urban at the time, and my dad struggling to get golf instructor jobs just because of the color of his skin and where he was going and the country clubs he was trying to get to, trying to get PGA license, all that great stuff. We kind of saw the struggle of what it took on a day-to-day, the conversations he had to have, trying to, put his name in the same hat as some of the other PGA pros and get to interviews and whatnot. So my brother and I saw a lot coming up, but at the same time, we lived in Inglewood, California, where it was just me and him holding a golf bag on the way to the bus stop. And kids looking at us like, right? So as we continue to go through and, play in the front yard and play with our neighbors and whatnot, it's like, you play golf? I'm like, yeah, that's the golf course right up the street, Chester, Washington. Shout out to Chester, Washington, Westchester Golf Course up here in LA. That's what we played. And it was unusual. And now to kind of see it, I'll just fast forward to now, and I got young Black kids asking me, "Hey, coach, what should I do? How should I do this?" It was my dad. That's why I looked up to him. And Tiger Woods,
Yeah.
But yeah, like, like I said, going back to like getting on the bus, playing in junior golf tournaments. My brother and I both played well in junior golf tournaments. I won a couple coming up, but it was always awkward. I had a little tougher skin kind of going through it. My younger brother, obviously, following in my footsteps, and as I go play in tournaments, he's coming to play and may not be as prepared, but he's still playing because I'm playing. So having to deal with that pressure, he also did a great job of just kind of following my footsteps, and then taking a lot of the lessons. We have two different polar opposite personalities, but seeing it on a golf course is hilarious. They call me Zen. I'm calm, cool, collected. Quiet Storm is my nickname in the family, and
Okay.
and my brother is Thunder and Lightning because it's gonna be, if he miss a shot, it's like, yo,
You're gonna see it in here.
and you may feel it too, like,
Me and your brother definitely are the same on the golf course. I'm trying to be the quiet storm. It's so hard when you get them balls to just keep wanting to go to the right. Like,
but I kind of saw both sides of my dad and my mom that way. So kind of, that was my personality coming up. The game helped me so much too, with just tapping into that too. Bad shots are gonna happen. Great shots are gonna happen. You can control what you can control. You can't control, which way the wind is blowing today, the rain is pouring, the greens, whatever it may be, right? So control what you can control. If you hit that golf ball straight, good things will happen. If you hit it offline, you got to deal with the consequences, right? So those are like the main kind of experiences. And like I said, those are all stem from my mom and dad too, coming up. But my dad definitely put that club in our hands and started us on our way.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely doing that for Nelly whenever she wants to.
I'm gonna have to add that Quiet Storm tag under your name when we have this episode.
Sure.
I wish we could redo the intro.
Really though, I wish. I'm gonna have to do it by myself.
You know how many smooth jazz stations that say smooth jazz, Quiet Storm at 4 a.m.
hey, I was about to say, bro, the only Quiet Storm I know, shout out to 92Q in Nashville, Tennessee, the radio station, bro. 8:30 every Sunday night. The Quiet Storm. Billy Ray bringing you the smooth hits. I was like, what the heck? Who is this? Got me clutching my pearls.
It seemed as if when you were describing golf and how do you have to prepare for like the bad shots and just kind of go with it, there are some parallels to fatherhood. Like you can't, like, the wind, the rain, you hit a bad shot, you got to deal with that. Like, you got to deal with those consequences. Obviously, if we always hope that we're not steering our kids down the wrong path, but you got to deal with that on the back end. Like, I've seen a lot of people say, if you don't raise your kids, you're going to raise their grandbabies. Like, that whole thing. And like, you got to give the effort to that.
Shout out to my mom.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the parents.
I was damn near 25 when I had my first kid. She did me right. I was scared of babies, so.
But can you tell me and tell the audience how you handle the unexpected things that fatherhood can throw your way?
Yeah, I mean, I got a good one for you. Not too long ago, my son we travel to Anaheim. So I live in Inglewood. We travel to Anaheim for practice Tuesday, Thursdays. And this is just kind of him watching me. And I realize that he's always watching, right? No matter what I'm going through, no matter what I think he's doing, he might, like you said, your daughter texting like, hey, can I get this? But he still, and she still knows what's going on in your actions, right? So the drive is about an hour in traffic. And literally I hit a crack in the road or bump in the road and my tire pops. On the way to practice, we're early. So I'm like, man, how am I going? Okay, all right, don't get upset. That's frustrating. Pulled over to the side, thankfully, without getting hit. Have AAA come out and they put the spare on. I'm like, cool. I'll get to practice with the spare, and then at the practice we'll get AAA. As I'm going to practice, taking the back roads I want to take, I hit another one. Pop the spare, and I'm 15 minutes away from practice, and I'm like, yo, I my luck is on the right.
Oh man!
and he goes, like, Dad, you good? I'm like, nah, man, the spare just popped too. He said, how you know? I said, I feel it. I'm low. Can you feel it on this side? And he sits on the other side, so he didn't feel it. I'm like, man, I gotta go and get this fixed now. I gotta pay for a new tire. I gotta get it. You know, if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get all of them too. I'm one of those. Like, if I'm gonna get one tire, I'm gonna get all of them. I'm gonna drop this bag that I don't want to drop. And literally, I'm like dropping money. AAA coming out. Gotta get him to practice. And I remember him saying, Dad, I like this, man. It's gonna be all right. We'll just tell coach we're gonna be a little late. And the way I realized, like, dang, I didn't get frustrated. I didn't like complain about like what the day is doing. Like, I've already had a tough day dealing with, I deal with people and their day to day athletes and what they have to bring in. So, taking that in, pushing that out, and then having to be a father, get my kid to practice, and then again controlling what you can control, and then the things that happen, you got to deal with the consequences and be able to pivot, move. So that's. I hang my hat on that. And that was, like I said, a month ago. And my son was like, man, like, my dad didn't get frustrated. So those are the things that I've been working with him on in, like, basketball. He's got a temper. He's got it.
He's your thunder and lightning.
And it comes, and I see a lot of my brother. So Sheldon, I see a lot of him in my son. And Sheldon will tell you to this day, like, it's crazy. My mom even says, like, that's Sheldon's boy. Like, that's the same attitude, and I'm now dealing with my brother the same way I dealt with my brother growing up, right? Like, hey, it's going to be okay. Like, I understand what's happening, but here's how we're going to deal with these things, right? So just constantly being that example, that's huge for me, and just being aware of it. I think that's the biggest thing as a father, being aware of that. So that's the parallel again to golf, like being aware that I hit a bad shot and I got to go, try to make par from these trees now, or just try to scramble and get up and down, and then go to the next hole and do it again. See if we can improve on it, right? So that's the parallels that I teach my son, and I try to take with me every day too.
I think those are great actions because, like, it's in silence. Your son is watching how he is now going to be able to handle situations when he's older. I know that you said that he's probably like he's a little fiery, but I think that's like all young men, like finding themselves and like going through that like journey of breaking, like going up and to the right as we grow. But once he gets to a certain point, I think the actions of your quiet storm is going to be able to shine brighter for him. And he'll be able to have moments of clarity and talk to the homies or be on the podcast one day and be like, hey, man, so my dad taught me how to be calm because we busted 2 tires in one day and he did not scream.
Listen,
bro, because you said 2 tires, my dog, I got mad.
I was hot. And listen, I don't know if y'all drink, but when I got home after that practice, I had to pour me a whole.
Bro. Bro, I fit my Jeep for some reason. I love you guys over at Chrysler and Jeep, but come get this piece of shit back. I've had the car for like a year and a half now, and I've had to have the alignment fixed 4 times. And I'm like, I don't know if it's like just a Jeep thing or if it's like me. I'm not a bad driver. So I don't know if it's a Jeep thing or if it's a me thing, you know what I'm saying? But get this car back. I want a Toyota. Like, let me have something reliable, something cheaper. Because, bro, hey, them tires, dog, I'm telling you, dog. Man, $1,500 for tires. It's 4 of them, too. You got to get off 4.
You might be psychotic if you only get the one. I mean, I get it if money is strapped. If money is strapped, I get it.
They talk to you like you're a numbskull. They talk to you like you're like, so you're just going to get 1 tire? Most modern cars are all-wheel drive. So if you get 1 tire, you got it. It's like, take my card. Stop talking to me, Richard.
He started showing me all these colors like red, green, yellow. Where your tire tracks? I said, bro, I'm getting all 4. I'm getting all 4. I don't.
You've done the job. I'm sold.
You got your commission when I walked through the door and you said hi to me.
That's it. You see that tow truck pull in, you knew.
You got the same tires? Give me the same tires. Folks, I'll be over here eating popcorn.
So we kind of talk about it with your top five, with Mufasa and Blair. And I, we've kind of talked about this on the side. Are you excited for this new live action Mufasa that we about to get?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But he didn't preface it the right way. The
Okay,
Mufasa story that we knew growing up was a facade. It was fugazi. It was fake.
I got a statement about this though.
So
I have
this
a statement
is my
about
thing.
this.
I got you. This is my thing though. When you can rewatch a movie after having a little bit of clarity and the villain was right, they wrote the movie wrong. Scar was right. I ain't got to show up to that little bastard child's glory day. Nigga, that's supposed to be my kid.
Hey, true statement. True statement.
Same thing. So I feel the same way about Black Panther. If
I was about to say, I'm like, it's basically the same story.
If at the end of Black Panther, when he said what he said and passed away, they literally were like, "Yo, he was right. We probably should try and help out Black people."
Yeah.
The movie was written wrong. I love you, Ryan. You're a great writer, but nigga, you got people rooting for the villain in that one.
For the villain, yeah. That's a good. Hey,
what's your point, Mufasa fan?
I mean, obviously, I'm a Mufasa fan, but like, this is not a. Whoa! This is not a justification. This is not a justification. This is more of a. We're seeing the prequel to the live action movie. In my head, they're different. Like you have the animated version because it's like the tone of it all is different
because it's real. Yeah. It's the truth.
Yeah.
The tone is different now because
it's the truth. Now it's the truth. Now it's the truth. It was the truth in '96.
In '96, we didn't know that Scar was supposed to be the king, and Mufasa was some abandoned child floating down the river with his feet out. He was just had his feet out, just floating down the river. Scar needed a friend, brought him in, and then he took over that man's crib.
Yeah.
How you come in my house and put your feet on my tables?
On my couch. Put your feet on my couch.
That's how you get your ass beat. See, now a lot of our listeners right now are like, hey, Blair, sometimes we talking some weird shit, but he's right.
Yeah.
He is right.
Some Rick James on your fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch, nigga. Fuck your couch. Darkness is.
Got you.
So golf is obviously something that you grew up doing. You enjoy doing it a lot. We see golf, myself and D'Amico, at least I do. Golf is one of my biggest hobbies. It's what I love doing when I'm not doing anything else. Yeah. Twofold, do you see golf as a hobby? And if so, how do you enjoy it as a hobby when you actually use it for work and content creation as well?
Yeah. So it's funny you ask that because I get invited to groups on the weekends, right? Like just groups to play with, and hey, whenever you can come out, come play. And I'm always using that as the hobby, going out, playing with the fellas. I'm like, but I always premise, hey, I'm not getting lessons when I'm coming out here. Listen. Hey. You know what I'm saying? Like, because then the pro part of me or the professional part of me is like, when I go and do this, I'm doing this. And I'm putting content around that. Go follow the content, and then we can ask questions and go from there. But when we're playing, drinking, having fun, whatever it may be, skins game, whatever it may be on the weekends, like, let's just go play. Let's have this conversation, fatherhood conversations. Let's have conversations about work outside of golf. Let's have conversations about the kids, sports, whatever it may be. But like, let's just enjoy ourselves with golf being the centerfold, right? It's already been professional for me throughout the week. So if I come out here and you ask me, hey, I've been trying to get to this position in the backswing now.
Just start looking the opposite way.
Listen, you got one more hole, and then I'm
gonna let y'all go. But you came with us. I'm gonna let y'all go though.
Yeah. I can play with that group.
Yeah. They look like they don't ask questions. No, but like honestly, like I mean, as a person who's trying to get better at golf, it would be very hard pressed for me to like not hole 7 and be like, hey, real quick, you saw.
Yeah. So okay.
You saw how it went, right? Like, how do I fix it?
here's what's funny. Here's how I started to like dive into that and now own it. I always just give unsolicited advice to the entire group. And
Gotcha.
I would just like, and let's say Larry, we're in the same group, and then I see like you're hitting it to the right, and like your hands are late, or they're too far ahead or whatever. I'm like, hey, make sure you're compressing the ball, keep that glove down, make sure you guys are compressing that thing, and then I'm just letting everybody have that. So
There you
then,
go.
yeah, like the conversation then becomes like, what you mean by that? And now I can have a conversation just around the same thing, but I can't give 20 of them.
You can't get 4 lessons, 18
individual
different
lessons.
times.
Yeah.
Because
That's
Hey,
crazy.
that's on that side of the net where all the mats are and that grass. That's you do that.
Hey, brother, because I promise you, it'll be one of them. I'm gonna send you a DM video of me swinging tomorrow. All right. I'm at the house sending him me swinging in the living room pictures. Like, hey, so this is what I'm talking about. What is the
I saw a video with Tiger doing this. Am
block
I
this
doing that?
Hey, it's instantly just like, hey, I'm trying to. You see him in public like 2 weeks later. I tried to call you last week. Like, you did? That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
wow.
Wires got crossed or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome though. Like, I feel like for myself, it would be. I don't know. I'm a barber, so people either want to be friends with you because you're a barber, or they don't want to talk to you at all because they already have a barber. So like, that's the life I live. So like, for real though, whenever I'm out in public, like I'm trying to force the hey, I'm a barber conversation. I need clients. Even when I'm on a course, it's the same thing. So it's like when I'm on the course, I try my hardest to alleviate what I think most people are coming to the course to get away from, in a sense. Like, I know some of the homies hate their jobs. They come to like, I know some homies who would like get off of work. They'll call out sick and meet me at the course. And I'm like, I'm with that. Let's talk about why you hate your job and how we like not going, like, we got to make steps to get out of there if we hate it this much. The one thing I don't like is going to the golf course and having people talk about how they're escaping their families, how they're escaping like the everyday responsibilities or the challenges that we all go through. As someone who deals with people in their most vulnerable moments when they're working out, because a lot of people are in a way kind of afraid most of the time, or they're getting back into it. When you have those people who are, I guess, like ebbs and flow when it comes to working out, how do you, I guess, like manage them in a way to give them nurturing, to make them come back in like a fathering way, I would say, instead of just being a coach about it and looking at them as dollar signs?
Yeah. So, big thing in my business and what I teach coaches is you separate the two: training versus coaching, right? So, training is you guys following me. I'm doing this exercise, and that's cut, copy, paste. We're getting that right. Coaching is now how all those intrinsic things. How can I connect the dots with you? And I think over the years, what I've done a great job of just. It's almost my wife and I talk about it. It's not a code switch, but I'm just giving you a different piece of me, so that way we can enter and then we can open up a lot more, right? So if you're a lot more serious about how you are entering this conversation or entering into a workout or whatever it may be, I'm going to be serious approaching that. But eventually you're going to get the feel done for you, right? Because I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and open this up where I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is where you are. This is why you come in this way. This is the layer we can peel back so that way we can get to the core of who you are. I think a lot of people discover that, athletes included, in workouts, in training, because like you said, it's the conversation piece, the most vulnerable time for them to kind of get things out. The reason why they're coming in, you don't know up front. Somebody will tell you they're trying to lose weight. Somebody will tell you you're trying to get stronger. But it may be something in the family that happened, health risk, whatever it may be. But that mask that they're putting on, we gotta peel that back. So that way we can get to the lion stuff, and then we can get back to the training part. Is all right, we're losing weight. All right, we're gaining muscle. All right, we're our nutrition's better. That's just a part of the training part. The bread and butter is actually the coaching, the intrinsic factors that I can connect with you on a day to day. And that's how I get people to come back, sign up for months. Our youth athletes, I'm big on that. I do a lot of youth performance stuff, and I got athletes now, y'all, that are getting married with kids. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm listen, I'm going through it.
Hey, you starting to look at the year different, like, 2024.
No, like, y'all don't understand. Like, it's getting crazy. I got athletes I was training since 9, 10, 11 years old, and now they're getting married, kids, jobs, lawyers, doctors, stuff that we talked about in training sessions, and it's all coming to life. It's kind of crazy to see, but again, it goes back to the coaching that I was doing back then, and how I was able to see them kind of go through this. I mean, so many trainers, hey, we train. I don't know what happened to them. They just kind of went on their own thing. I always want to check in, regardless if you're training with me or not. Let's keep the relationship, because I know kind of the onion layer of who you are now, and I just want to know you and help you as a person. If that's the case, I can always be a resource.
Yeah, I got a couple kids like that where they've walked up on me, and I coached them when they were like 9, 10, 11 years old, and now they're like 17, 18, and like, hey, Coach Blair, and they're taller than me. I'm like, hey, first of all, come here. Bring it in. Get the fuck away from me, first of all. You grown ass man. Like, I walked into Subway, and one of the guys was like, do you remember me? And I was like, no, sir. I'm so sorry. Who? Was it your sister or your mom?
Oh, no.
And he's like, no, you coached me when I played for Willamette. And I literally almost had it was like that moment of like Squidward or Mr. Krabs, like the dizziness in the background. I thought I had a little small like heart thing. I was like, oh shit. Like I do remember you not liking basketball and crying and me training you after one season, and then you coming back and being on my team again. Like, how are you? He was like, yeah, I'm on varsity football now. I was like, oh, my babies. But like, no, I think being a coach is a phenomenal thing, and I think that's one of the reasons why wanting to speak with you on the podcast was as big of a draw for us on season 3, because you don't only have 2 children of your own. Like you said, you've been training and coaching kids for a while, up to the point where they're now having babies of their own. So you have impacted children into adulthood. So people who are listening right now, D'Amico, myself, we are going to give you more flowers for that. The impact is big, bro. And being a black man changing lives is fucking phenomenal.
Man, listen, I use that every day, honestly. I realize how much of an impact that has, just me showing up as a black man in situations where it's like, whoa, wait, boldly walking into spaces. I got that from my mom and dad. It's never be afraid of who you are and what you're about to present, because you've done the work. So that's how I go into spaces when I'm coaching, when I'm training. Trying to show my son that too, and my daughter. My daughter is 8 as well, and she's going through that phase.
I'm praying for you too, brother. I got you. You get my prayers.
Prayers going back and forth for real. He's starting to get, a little frustrated with not understanding concepts. Things came easy for her in the beginning, but now it's like education-wise, like you're no longer like you have to not learn, like learning to read. You got to read to learn now. Reading things like that. So now, teacher asking you a question about what you just read, it's your time to shine. And it's like, what? Like, hold on. I'm like, hey, take that information, learn it, grasp it, spit it back out, and let's spit it back out the best way you can. And then when you present it the best way you can, right? So,
not just reading to memorize, but reading to learn, to digest.
I'm not convinced I know how to read. I've just memorized a lot of words.
That's it. Yeah. And we're going through that phase right now, which is interesting. Obviously, my wife is in education, so she's been a huge help.
Oh, cheater! That's a cheater.
Out.
That's cheat codes.
Out.
D'Amico's a cheat code too.
Yeah, there we go, D'Amico.
Yeah. My wife, she's a high school teacher. High school English.
That's perfect.
High school in Chicago, Ashton.
Oh man,
on the south side. Yeah.
Yeah, listen. Hey,
she carried a blicky to school. She got to.
You got to, for sure. Yeah, listen. LAUSD, Chicago, those 2 school districts known for sure.
Yeah, like if your school district is known in rural Alabama, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's some shit about that place.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fairways Academy though. What's up? Ah. Hey, hold on real quick before you guys move on any further in the episode. Just want to let you guys know that we appreciate you all for tuning in. You could have been anywhere in the world, but decided to watch and or listen to our podcast. Right now, take the time to like, share, subscribe, give us a follow, leave some comments, all that good jazz. D'Amico and I, we fucking love it. Make sure that you leave us a follow on all social media platforms at Father Time Pod. That way that you guys are more insightful on the things that we got coming, whether that be merch, fantasy football things, and or new guests that we might have down the pipeline. You never know. We might have like Lamorne or Schoolboy Q one of these days. So y'all might be able to help out with that. So get y'all back to the episode. I love you guys, man. Make sure to tell somebody you love them. Peace.
So, Ashton, you touch on your two children, Marcel and Madison. I got a video queued up. Blair and myself, we both are girl dads, so we're not familiar with how your parenting or your fatherhood journey changed from having a son to now having a baby girl. So I'm gonna queue up this video, and I want to hear your thoughts on it, because again, we're not in that space. I can imagine what would happen, but I don't know.
Definitely boys and girls are different. When my daughter was born, someone asked me, like, what does it feel like to have a girl? And I was like, it feels like you're falling in love again. It's like, this is my girl, it's my princess. When I found out my wife was pregnant with a boy, the first thing I felt was, I need to be a better man. It wasn't like falling in love again. It was like, I got to work on my anger issues.
So, does that hit home for you?
Man, that's literally it. My story is I had Marcel young. I had Marcel out of college. Like, got off a plane playing from basketball. Playing basketball in college. Got off a plane. Had to rush to the hospital for my son to be born at 5:21 a.m. But came from, school where I'm looking at my boy being born.
Damn.
Yeah, like for me, it was taking all those, honestly, the fictional fathers, my grandfather, my dad, my mom as well, like taking those people, encompassing them, and then using their best qualities to figure out how to be a better man. That's literally my mindset as my son was born. And then when my daughter was born, it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
oh my God, I got a whole daughter, and she's, I mean, one of the only ones in both sides of the family. So it was like, oh man, like she's like, yeah, she's princess. But it was just like falling in love again for sure. Like to this day, my wife says my daughter can do nothing wrong in my eyes, which is true. And my son and I spend so much time together that I'm like, I'm always giving him father life lessons, and sometimes I gotta realize, like, I could be his friend. I could be his friend right now. Like, he don't need me to, like, yeah, let me tailor it back.
Yeah.
Like, so we spend a whole lot of time together because obviously I'm involved in camps and basketball and whatnot. So he has me so much, but I'm understanding every day how to and when to fit the role for both of them. That's huge for me. So that video is spot on.
No, like, I was gonna say, like, when the doctor said over the phone, like, we were having a girl, I think I thought what he thought about when he heard that he was having a boy. I was like, oh shit, I got to get my anger right. I don't want her to see, like, my anger and think that that's like how men should act, right?
Yeah.
So it goes back to what you're talking about when you talk about they're always watching. They're always watching. So it's like I'm not perfect, and she knows that. She knows, like, daddy still has like moments where I'll like growl. I'm not like yelling or anything, but like, okay. And she's like, are you okay, daddy? I'm like, I just need to breathe. That was just an angry breath. Now we're going to move on. But I've never allowed Penelope to see me just mad to be mad.
Yeah.
Her dad is always going to be under control. even when things seem to be out of control, and that's so she knows in the future, friend wise, relationship wise, no matter what type of relationship, she knows the type of people to go for. And I think that's very strong of you saying that you pulled it from like your mom and your dad and your grandpa, because a lot of people can only pull it from TV or pull it from one side or the other, so they don't get a full like spectrum of how that could go. So like shout out to your family for being a tight knit family. That's lit. Especially in LA. Black families in LA, like you would not trying to like talk shit, bro, but like in the 80s, 90s, it's well documented. Black dads were not legit just staying at the crib. Some of them were down the street with a different family, like 4 houses down, new family. So and I think that's one of the things where I want to bring this up. We talked about it, I think, in every season. 3 black men, 2 codes, 1 biracial, 2 like I'm biracial, D'Amico's biracial, you're black. Like we are the like pinnacle of millennial fatherhood. So what does and this is a question for both you guys, what does fatherhood mean to you? And we'll go with our guest first, and then we'll get to me.
Yeah, of course.
Man, that's loaded. I love that. I mean, it has fatherhood is time. Time is love, right? So if I was to just break it down into an equation, that's what it would be. Fatherhood is time, and that's not just for my kids, but it's also for my spouse, or if you're in whatever situation, but also just being there. That's number one, because my kids see like the more I'm there, the more love I'm showing. And that's what, regardless. But I mean, I tell both my kids I love them all the time, but I can see that speaks volumes when I'm just there. I show up, or if I'm at recitals, I'm at practices, I'm at that's it. So if I had to just encompass it all in one thing, it would be time, and then giving that time wholeheartedly. I know fathers who are like, man, my kid acts bad on this, that, third. I'm like, what's your time look like in front of them? Is that, like, are you on the phone? You taking business calls? Are other things still involved? Even though you're spending quote unquote time, like I make sure that my time is phones away, things are put away. They have my undivided attention. My daughter wants to play Barbies. She likes to do my hair. My son wants to go hoop in the backyard. Like those things have to get done, and I can't. Yeah, see, yeah. Listen, if I turn this, I got a whole dream house.
So the dream house is right here.
House is right
the Malibu convertible and the helicopter's right there. You know what I'm saying? She balling. And it, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like that's honestly it. If I'm a man of few words sometimes, and I think if I had to describe it, it'd just be time. Time is love.
For sure. D'Amico, what does in your year in almost 2? Well, hold on.
Yeah, almost 2.
Almost
20
2
months
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
20 months.
Almost 2 years in. What does, and I know the
I'm past the 90-day probation period. Your
probationary period is over. You got your jacket.
Full benefits, all that stuff.
Yeah. We stripped. We got 301k, not 401k. What does fatherhood mean to you, Doc?
First, I want to say I love Ashton's answer. Time we talk about it is literally the name of the show. Father time. It's undefeated. Good, bad, or indifferent. The time you spend with your kid, they notice, and it makes an impact. Whether you're there or you're not, present or you're not, it makes a difference. So first off, hats off. That is a phenomenal answer. But for fatherhood, for me, I mean, it means everything. People always say like, oh, don't get lost in it being an identity of like, don't lose yourself as a person. I'm like, fatherhood is everything to me. I was built to be a dad. I told this to Kate. I was like, I was meant to be a dad. The reason why Mufasa's top of my list for fictional fathers was like, that's what I wanted for me. And Kate gave me the best compliment I could ever get. And she's like, you're your daughter's Mufasa. And I was like, say less. Like, I got
Yeah.
chills just thinking about that time she told me that. I'm like, yeah, I'm responsible for telling my daughter, remember who you are, leaving that legacy, leaving those lessons there for her, that she can always pull back from. Like Ashton said, like Jack Pearson and This Is Us. How do I stay present in my daughter's life past my own life? So I take fatherhood very seriously. It's the most important job I have. Fatherhood is everything to me, and I will be forever indebted to my wife, to Kate, for providing me this sense of purpose. I've always kind of felt like I was meant to do more in my life until I became a dad, and I'm like, this is it. This was the calling. This was what I was meant to do. I have never been in positions to coach. I would imagine I would really enjoy that, because it's outside of myself. I was always about something bigger than myself, and there's nothing bigger than fatherhood. I mean, motherhood, obviously, but for the case of this show, is fatherhood. And we always say, like, we're never not dad, no matter what the situation may change with our significant others or whatever. I'm never not going to be her papa. I'm always going to be there. So yeah, I mean, it's huge. Just why we do this show. I mean, yeah,
consistently every day, every Thursday. not every Thursday, every day we're talking.
Every day
we're
talking about
building
this.
father time. We're doing it. So, and I would say the same thing for myself, man. Like, fatherhood it means everything to me. Not having a dad growing up, knowing that I was going to end up being a dad, I knew the one thing I would be great at was being a dad. I never thought I'd be a good husband, because the one example that I had wasn't the greatest. I didn't think that I would be a good like friend, because like I had lost a lot of my friends growing up, either jail or death. So I was like, I don't know what I'd be good at, but I know like being a dad, because I'd yearned for that so much growing up that I knew the second that I got the opportunity to do that, I would go crazy with it. And I think being afforded the opportunities to coach kind of filled in that void when I was a bit younger, when I was like whole hung on, I'm about to get somebody pregnant. Like, hey, which one of y'all getting a baby? Yeah.
You wild.
Look, bro, I was like, you got green eyes. Come here. I was, hey, bro, for a very long time, I was out here like picking women to breed. I was like, look, like I want either a very pretty kid or I want a very tall kid.
Yeah, listen.
One of these ways, I'm getting out the hood. You either gonna be an actor or model, or we going to the league. Like, I'm getting out the hood with a baby. No, I'm joking. But but no, being a dad, I was like, I know that I'm gonna be able to kill this shit, because like all I've ever wanted to do is just like love on somebody the way that like 8-year-old Blair or 7-year-old Blair or 12-year-old Blair wanted. And now being able to be a dad to a little girl, I think I get to show that love tenfold. Because again, I want every opportunity in her life. I want people to be annoyed because she's gonna be like, "Don't worry about it. I'll just call my daddy."
Yeah.
Hey, you can't if you can't beat me, nigga. Like, I'm sorry. Like that's how I want to. That's how I want it to be.
Thanks. So Ashton, I want to ask you this, knowing that we've referenced the video you did with Bradford with your dad. Shout out the swing doctor. And
I'm coming to LA. I need it.
For real. I
need
saw
it,
that.
coach.
I'm like, I can work with that. I can work with him.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be good.
I'll cut grass in the backyard. I'll cook food. Like, just give me room and board. All I need is a week for the swing.
I got a place to stay. Yeah, I got a place to stay. Y'all just let me know where.
So obviously, talking with you up until this point, the content that I see you post about your family, you killing the dad game. You're killing them. How has the impact of your father on you translated to him being a grandpa? Obviously, I know like y'all's relationship is good, solid, but how is that translated from him being a father to you to being a grandfather to your two kids?
My dad has always just been proud. Like, he's just like all the
You can tell.
Yeah, like
you can
everything.
tell.
Yeah, like he brags. Like my dad is a bragger. Man, you should have seen my daughter. She did a flip like nobody else could. And it's like, Well, a lot of girls are doing the same flips, but like his daughter,
Not like my daughter though.
not like my granddaughter, or like when my son's hooping and like, man, you see that move? I'm like, man, we was at a camp with the elite of the elite. Like, yeah, we saw a lot of that, but the way he tells it is gonna be like, nah, my grandson, yeah,
My grandson got next.
yeah, which I absolutely love. I love that because he's always been that way with me and my brother too. Like the way he just, it gave me, especially me, I think for Sheldon it was a little different, but for me, it gave me this sense of like, it don't matter what I shoot today or how I hoop today. Like, my pop gonna be proud, and he know like, you might have had a bad game today, but guess what? You're gonna have a better game tomorrow. I saw you take 100 shots or 1,000 shots in practice, and you're gonna make them. And then I would go in the next game and play better, or next golf match play better, whatever it may be. So I always had that a sense of like, yeah, it's going to be even better. And he now uses that with the grandkids. So I would say proud grandpa for sure.
That's what's up.
Pops is what we call it.
Pops. See that? So that's what I want to be called. That's why I had my daughter. So everyone's like, "Oh, is she saying dad?" And I was like, I want her to call me Papa, because I'm like, I just kind of like that Fievel Goes West, like Papa, like
Papa, where are you? Papa.
I like that, but I'm like that leads right into Pops. I want to be Pops so bad, so bad.
No, yeah, I call my stepdad Pops to this day, or I call him OG. I'm like, what's going on, OG? He's like, hey, nah, I can't call it. Mike's fault. What's going on with you?
They never can call it.
Yeah, never can call it. I was like, I don't know what we're calling, like, and why you can't do it. I've been knowing you for 20-some years, nigga. You still can't call it every day.
I'm gonna need you to call it.
Yeah, my pops is big on what's going on, pops. Man, it's you, man. What's going on? I'm like, wait, it's me.
It's on me.
No, that's you, baby. No, I ain't got it. I ain't got it, baby. And they always walk backwards. I ain't got it, baby. I ain't got it, baby. That's you, baby. That's you, baby.
I'm like, so you good? I'm like, nah, man, it's you. All right.
That's every black man I've ever known outside of AutoZone in the South. I can't call it, baby. Yeah, that's you, baby.
It's you.
You Dion boy, ain't you? Not by blood, but yeah, that's my stepdad. You look just like the motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you something. Like, how? So I know that we kind of talked about this at the intro, and you said it's kind of a sore spot, but because I grew up in the expansion era of the NFL, and one of the teams that I did see coming to fruition was Jacksonville Jaguars, Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans. So I got to see that whole boom, right? There's that franchise, the Carolina Panthers, is a very young one. Mm-hmm. But in this franchise, it has a lot of great players along the line, some legends that pounded the drum. So you give me your Mount Rushmore of Carolina Panthers.
Ooh. Okay. We're going Luke Kuechly being number one. I think one of the best linebackers
to ever do it.
Yes, ever do it. Killer Cam for sure is number two. This is why I yeah, that's it.
Oh man.
Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
Greg Olsen 3. And then I'm going Steve Smith as my number 4. Those are my top.
Hey, I don't think anybody's gonna be mad at that. Like, that top 4 is legit, bro. Like,
shout out Greg Olsen, Chicago Bear.
Yeah, we did. We fumbled the bag on that one, but
definitely.
We fumbled the bag on that one, but we got him back. 20-some years later with the that first round pick trade. We love to see it. It was a great trade off, bro. Speaking of Greg Olsen, nobody should Google Greg Olsen, University of Miami rap. Nobody.
No, let's write this down. Hold on, people.
Nobody should look that up. It's on 30 for 30. The second go round. Okay. Yeah, 7th floor freestyle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's happening right after we get off of this.
Yeah, and then, bro, Ashley, if you have not listened to it for real, like please YouTube it and then DM me and let me know exactly your raw reaction after you hear this motherfucker Greg Olson. Raw reaction.
Nothing but just coming in. The first one, I'm thinking of the black dude like this.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's the dude from The Wire. Like, that's definitely it. Definitely a hit. Somebody right now is screaming at their computer or listen to their headphones like, I know what he's talking about. Yep.
So, Ashton, I gotta ask you if you could give one piece of advice to a day one dad, what would be that one piece of advice that you would give that father?
That's a good one right there. One piece of advice. I think it goes back to kind of the time, but patience. Patience is big, especially for us men in general, right? We grab something and we wanted to, microwave it. It's supposed to be this, and this. And it's supposed to do that fast. But with kids, you're gonna say things over and over and over again. You're gonna try to implement strategies that help them over and over and over again. And the same thing with your spouse or whoever you're dealing with as a girlfriend, whatever it may be, the mother to the child as well. But for every father, I say patience is the number one key to your success. I think across the board, the more patient you are, the more you're understanding, the more time you have to like understand where your kids are coming from, learn their behaviors, learn their tics, learn what gets them off the ground, what gets them up, what gives them joy, which is usually you, but it's again being patient through all those things. So, that would be it.
That's great. That's great. I remember seeing I guess the most recent video you had with your son.
Working out?
No, at the driving range, and you were showing me, like, all right, well, at the top, what is it? And you were like, patience, and I was like, that's it right there. That's it.
Yeah, like no, that's seriously something I talk to him about all the time. We're talking about it. So shout out to him, but he works hard. I realize he sees me go to work day in and day out, and it's no complaints about anything. It's like, hey, we got to get the job done. This client needs this. The business needs this. You need this. Mom needs this. This has to happen, and it needs to get done. Now, like I said, we spend a lot of time together where I talk to him about these things, but the biggest thing I tell him is like, man, just be patient in your development. Like, it's gonna come.
Everything
work. Yeah, everything happens. And then, Dad, I had a bad practice. I was about to send you a Kobe video and say, if you're not having that bad practice, man, you're not putting in the work that you need to, right? So, like, keep doing it and be patient in your development. Be patient when you're going into things. Be patient when you're going into a test. Like, I know you study. I know it. I've been there. Trust me. And then I think I get to that test and it's like, man, that question don't look like the same that I studied. It may just be like reworded. It may just have a different answer choice, whatever it may be. Be patient and take that time to process and then go through your stuff, right? So that's honestly it. I teach the family that. Like, my wife is the same way. She's like, I'm like, be patient. It'll all come together.
Yeah. So Marcel, Madison, when you tune in, you watch this video, you heard him. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
Yeah. Also, y'all heard him. So when he's not patient, that one time that he's not,
that part, you have
clip this as a GIF. Clip this as a GIF. Remember, Daddy, be patient. Just be patient, Daddy.
Use your own words against you.
Yeah, I can't. I can't wait for Penelope to be watching this one day and be like, "Oh, Daddy, remember you said?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
you're right. I did. I said that. I said that.
Right,
you got it on tape. Let's go to the tape.
I put it on wax. My bad. So
she has seasons worth of that too,
bro. Like, it's crazy.
I love that.
I don't because
actually I didn't think this through.
I did not either. We gotta make these private.
Y'all didn't think this through, but shout out to y'all for like just having this platform and then giving us fathers this time to like, just express ourselves. But I think everybody who's come through on here, including myself, I definitely feel just welcome and be able to share these things. We all kind of go through the same battles every day. It's just how we deal with it, especially as dad and father. So just putting this platform together and allowing us to speak on these things is cool. So I appreciate both of you guys for it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
That's touching. We appreciate that. I mean, that's really what we did it for. We did it for the homies to be able to take like an hour or two out of their day, just come chop it up. And a lot of the time, they're like, I mean, for the people who are going to be guests, for the people who are watching, potential guests, you never have to come on here and feel like you have to have like breakdowns of very deep philosophical ways of being a parent. Like if you want to come on here and just like kick the shit and talk sports for an hour and a half, 2 hours, bro, let's go for it. You want to talk golf, you want to talk just like painting, like educate us on some shit, like let's go for it, bro. Like we want to spend father time with you however you want to spend that time that your family allows you to have to yourself. So we appreciate asking for that. So this is the last thing that I'm going to ask before we do our outro, and we ask everybody this: who's a guest that you can help get in the chair for some much needed father time? And you can't say your brother because we already got him next. It's coming up next.
Perfect. Hey, that's a perfect segue. Shout out to my brother though. He just had a baby boy. Listen, he's going. My boy Jeff, he's gonna be a new father pretty soon. From high school, I played basketball with him growing up. He my nickname for him, he'll tell you, he also called me Quiet Storm, but kid, because I was always the youngest. But I'm going to his baby shower actually this weekend coming up. Shout out to him and his wife. But I know for sure he'll be an awesome guest and powerful dude. Awesome dude about to raise a family. I'm excited for him, so I can definitely get him on and link that.
So we love it.
Yeah,
we love it.
Yeah, send us his info and we'll set that up.
We'll reach out to him. Heck yeah.
All
right. Well, guys, as you know, we could be talking to our guests for hours. Ashton literally came in here and made this shit feel so great to be back in the chair. First of all, this is our first guest of season 3. Being back in the chair is like kind of, sometimes it can be a little like a boxing match, man, but he came in and made this like a smooth ship. So we appreciate him and his family for allowing him to be here with us. We appreciate you guys for taking the time out to listen wherever you are. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms at Father Time. Yeah, man. I am your play party host of Most Your Country Cousin Blair, aka Sir Winnie. That's my brother D'Amico, and this is our guest Ashton. Yeah. Make sure you guys give him a follow over at @fitgolfer, a.fit.golfer on Instagram. Make sure you tell somebody you love them because we love you guys. Peace.